Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. My name is Viktor Fursov. I'm a research entomologist, beekeeper, and teacher. And this is my channel devoted to entomology, science about insects, and some other invertebrates. Today we will be talking about insects in different countries. We will be traveling all around the world in different countries on different continents just to enjoy summertime, because now we are in winter time on the 10th day of February. So pretty cold, snowing, raining, melting, not very pleasant weather in the end of winter, but nevertheless we will travel using different other entomologists and other hobbyists, lovers of insects, who traveled in different places. So I will show the screenshots and will making some commenting about insects. Last time we have been talking about insects in different countries and about what country is the best for insects, what country is the best for humans. So everyone can decide it yourself. I'm not persuading you in your decision, but definitely for insects, the best country where they're growing without limits, where they have opportunity to live, to survive, to thrive, and we will be watching these places today. And today I will be giving just a review of different websites of Japanese entomologists. Yes, we are lucky to use this opportunity to surf different channels, so I selected some channels to show you some insects in other countries, because Japanese entomologists and hobbyists, zoologists, botanists, professional and not professional, some YouTubers, they're traveling around the globe and they're catching different insects and they're catching different photographs and videos in other countries. So this will be a review of Japanese videos and other entomologists from other countries, and I will be commenting it. So join us if you have opportunity to join and interest to join this website StreamYard. I gave here a link on computer. I wrote, you can join me on link. I gave a link on the right side of screen, so you can block it, put it in, and check. You can join me on screen and give me personal question just face to face, just now during stream. After recording, this opportunity will be stopped. Or you can write your question down there on the right side of the screen. I see it, so I can answer. And I'm talking in English, definitely, because English is international language, for sure. So if you are entomologist in 23rd century, this is kind of obligation to speak, to listen, to hear, write and read English. So let's start from the beginning. For that I am joining and show you the first picture. I will be changing pictures and you will be, and I will be talking. And this is a screen from Japanese website, Japanese YouTuber, Vanispad, abbreviation. He's working in zoo shop and has a lot of different animals, but I'm mostly interested in insects, so I will show his videos and his stories about insects, so you will enjoy precisely insects. On telephone, you cannot see screens, but on computer, you can watch screens. After recording, you can visit another videos on my channel on YouTube, and you can see pictures and a whole video on in another file. Okay, what is this? This is funny insect which have been recorded in tropical country, and this tropical country is Malaysia. Tropical countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. This is a place where some insects are thriving, where sometimes suffering because many people in Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia using pesticides and jungles, green jungles are very limited. But in this, insects are living in jungles, and this is a stick insect. Very funny one, looks like a stem of plant. And this one and again, another stick insect. And now I know this is a male of stick insect of a family of order Phasmidae or Phasmids. And this is a male, small one, very thin, gray colored. But this was special expedition travel to tropical place to catch unique insects on video camera, for some photos and for videos to show for wide audience. Because in many countries, collecting is prohibited and penalty is very high, few $1,000s penalty. So difficult to collect, difficult to take it home. But take photos, it's okay. And this is a female, lovely individual, lovely green one, Phasmid, lovely, really enjoyable, and size is pretty big. So you can recognize size is so big. And so it's really pleasant to keep such insect on hand if you are not afraid of this, because green size like this, like a lizard, quite a big one. There's just another picture, and see, next pictures will be even bigger size with some kind of magnification to see structure of this insect. Well, so funny. Abdomen, like a triangle abdomen with special horns, and this is a kind of mimicry. This looks like a horny plant and horny leaf, which is mimicry is adaptation to avoid predators and some insects like other lizards or maybe some birds who are hunting, and some mammals like monkey. Monkey can eat such big insects as well if you can find it. But if you are like a leaf or like a stick, you are becoming invisible. And lovely horny thorax and head with long antennae. Phasmid stick insect looks very pretty, very nice. And what's about wings? Wings are very short. You see very nice green colors like a small leaves. Also looks like a leaf. And this is a great mimicry adaptation to looks like a part of plant and to become invisible from different points of view. And here, not very bright photo, but to recognize here green one, this is a female, and a gray one on the downside, this is a male. We have seen male just before. Male is much smaller, so sexual dimorphism. Female is very big and male is pretty small. And what's about this one? Lovely insect, a big one, really very big one, very unusual, very horny, very fat abdomen, very fat belly, head on the right side and the abdomen on the left side. And this is a monster cricket, where it was collected. It was collected in tropical place of Africa. So as I said, some hobbyists, some entomologists from Japan, they have opportunity to travel to other countries with their beautiful Sony camera, with their beautiful Panasonic and Fuji cameras to catch these insects on camera, to show this nice horny cricket with so big horns. Also adaptation looks like piece of stone, a piece of stem, to be invisible for other insects. Well, let's go to another channel, which is our channel devoted to animals and insects as well. And this is picture of hornet, Asian hornet. Why it's here? Because in many places in Japan and in other Asian countries you can buy insect model like this one. This is not a real insect. this is hornet, not like so big one like might be on the screen. No, hornet is smaller, at least 3 times smaller. But this is a plastic model, which is very sophisticated, done with very careful, great care. So with all features well done and well produced. And of course, it can be dismounted to see the structure of insect, wings, antennae, body, legs. So a great toy for children. But for children also in Japan, great toy, a real insect like this stag beetles, So they don't afraid to put stag beetle or rhinoceros beetle on finger, to keep it in hands, to play with them, to enjoy insects in hands, to talk with them, to keep them in small cages, just for breeding or just for enjoyment. So different insects can be collected and stored at home, like here. This is a story about ants, about Formicidae. So many entomologists, and especially, I would say, more hobbyists, people who like ants, keeping ants and enjoying ants in culture. So for that, you can make this kind of so-called formicarium, kind of like aquarium just for ants. So in this, you can put soil, small cage, different cavities on the right side, and you can make movement of ants between different boxes. Like in one place will be kitchen, in another place food store, in another place will be nest of insects, just for entertainment, for some observations of insects when they're kept in safe locality like this, completely sealed box, so they are not able to escape. Because if ants are just crawling in your house or near the house, they're irritating you. But if they're kept in formicarium, you can move them freely and make some observations for insects, for ants, for their pupae, how you can feed them, how you can keep them, give them different type of food, their reaction. Like here, colony of ants pretty big, but here many small cockroaches. So I'm not sure, some people like to record this kind of fighting between insects, and ants were very voracious, predatory, so they're fighting very quickly with cockroaches, because this is their victim, their prey. So they eat them, they just destroy their body, cut it, and bring it to the cavity inside their nest for food for the larvae. And here, this is a normal execution during night time, evening time, when many Japanese children with parents have opportunity to walk in a park to collect some cicadas and some these stag beetles of different species, left one and the right one. These are different species with different big horns or big mandibles. Be careful about it, because they can take your finger. This is another channel devoted to different animals, especially fish and aquatic places, because Japanese places are filled with water, with many rice fields. So in small channels, small lakes, big rivers, but in small rice channels and small channels near and small lakes, this is a beautiful place to make observations for fish, to collect small fish just in jars, collect small reptiles, small lizards nearby, small crabs, small larvae, just to keep them in water for observations like You can see on the right larvae of dragonflies, some frogs, small crabs, and of course fish easily accessible near rice field. Because usually if pesticides are not used, the water in channels are relatively clean. If it's not used everywhere, in some places it is not used. In some places insecticide used, so water in channels will be not so good. But some animals can survive still. And here, this is a presentation of many different Japanese rhino beetles, rhinoceros beetles, because they are bred in large numbers and they are sold in shops as real as like here, they are real one, and the same as the plastic models for children, because plastic can survive for a longer time. Real insect can die after a certain time. And you see here in the water, this is a bug, Ranatra bug, very nice larva of dragonfly on the right side, so beautiful, and of course small fish. And these are larvae, wonderful, so big, so huge, so fat larvae of rhino beetles. They're sitting here in this can. So this is kind of a soil or special mixture of wood, leaves, special structure with some minerals for their growing, and they're growing slowly during probably 1 year or sometimes even 2 years to give you some nice insects. This is channel Ugomeki, very interesting one. This is an original language in Japanese. Ugomeki mushi, this is insects. And this channel devoted to fungi, interesting mushrooms, which are growing on the body of insects and some other insects as well, like this nice beetle, this very nice tiny beetle which is living in caves. And these are cordyceps, mushrooms, small or big or relatively small, fungi which are growing on beetles, cicads, caterpillars, larvae of different beetles, on flies, practically on different orders of insects. So in making their fruit body, like here, down there in underground there is a body of insect, and this is a fruit body just up there, which is coming out of soil. And Japan and other tropical countries are wonderful place to collect these cordyceps, because in tropical areas humidity is high, temperature is high, very convenient, suitable conditions for growing cordyceps. And of course, some beetles are also very famous in Japan. And this is Chinese cordyceps, as written, was found in tropical jungles. Some cordyceps are used like a medicine, and some cordyceps are used for research. Okay, some discussion between people, that's fine. Let's go. As I said, there are some beautiful like this beetle, like this Hercules beetles. You can buy them just original one plastic in the shop in Japan. Like here, you can visit insect museum, which is famous, to see the same stick insects on exhibition, to see so many different tropical cicadas in scientific and such exposition in museum. Some stag beetles, some marina beetles, many different species. All these beetles from South America, which are protected by law, which are not available for collecting now, but they have been collected many, many years ago. Now it's prohibited to collect them. Some butterflies, Morphidae, shining blue-colored butterflies living in countries of South America, Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, Venezuela, and others. And these are hornets, which are living in Japan and other countries of Southeast Asia. They are pretty big, so you can see fingers and size of hornets. Of course, not so big like I show you this bee in my hands, but quite a big one and dangerous if they're stinging. Okay, this is the American website, Insect Stories, and here I show you, usually some people like to show fighting between insects. I'm not quite sure why it is so interesting. Some people consider it's funny to put two different voracious insects together, or some monkeys, for instance, and spider to watch for fighting. Much better if you keep not predators together, but to make observations for some insects, like this is a queen of termite. But to find a queen of termite is difficult, and also I'm afraid that this nest will not survive extraction of this queen. Queen can die, and termites can die as well. If these termites are not living near the house and can be dangerous in some places, like in some South states of United States of America, termites are very dangerous. And of course, in many places in Africa, they're very dangerous for houses as well. This channel is a Japanese channel devoted to many insects and especially to mantis and beetles, like stag beetles, which are very famous for collecting in evening time, night time. And what's about mantis? Oh, you can collect stag beetles just coming outside, coming to the forest, and you can find in the forest interesting female or male of these wonderful stag beetles. Oh, mantis. Mantis can be very, very variable species. This species is gray with very nice coloration of wings. And what's happening, and this is a female with fat body, what's happening if you put mantis, praying mantis, in water? In many cases, something miraculous coming, something strange is coming out of body, something like a worm. Danger, you can consider this as a dangerous worm, especially you can think this can be dangerous for humans, because worm is coming, and quite a big size. Fortunately, you see here, the author of channel is trying to put two individuals, gray one and green one, in water, so two specimens were coming. But fortunately, this funny worm is named Nemertide, and they are not dangerous for humans. They are dangerous only for insects. And this mantis and some other species, they are considered to be their native species, native host where they are living and producing eggs for reproduction. So that's why they're living only in insects. This is their evolutionary adaptation. So humans, this is not dangerous at all. If you're keeping them in hands, if they came from the body of insect, they are not dangerous. But in some cases, some very small worms, very small larvae are living inside insects. Very small larvae. They are not visible. They are not visible. So that's why, if you are in tropical area and you can try to eat some insects in the nature, like aborigines of Papua New Guinea. Maybe they can eat some larvae of stag beetles, rhino beetles, maybe some ants, aborigines will survive, but in some bodies of insects, like this one, for example, in some bodies of ants, some small larvae of big worms are developing, big nematodes are developing. So after the body of ant, the small larvae is coming to the body of mammals like some cows, some sheep, or sometimes even to the humans. So that's why if you can eat the body of small ants, you can transmit the larvae inside your body, and you can, inside the body, this larva will develop in a huge, very dangerous, not ant, but worm, which can eat some food inside your body. But usually this is adaptation for native, natural animals, natural mammals. So don't eat fresh insects in the nature, only which you can buy in supermarket, which are cultivated for this purpose, or fry them. Fried insects are not dangerous because everything will be destroyed. Oh, this channel is very nice, Daiki Mishioka, about Japanese insects. You can see here nice natural insect in the center and plastic bodies of insects, plastic bodies, even larva of stag beetle, so big one, like your palm size, pretty big one, can be dismounted, mounted as well, and enjoy yourself playing with so big insect. This is author of channel. For instance, he bought here caterpillars of a silk moth. And in Japan, it's easy to buy some insects in a zoo shop ordered by the post. So he got the silk moth, and he got some artificial diet in this kind of like looks like a sausages with some minerals. This is food substance with all minerals which are necessary for growing caterpillars. And he was breeding this nice caterpillars on this artificial diet, which looks like not leaf, but just like a cream, So, but insects are attracted, they're eating it well, because all kind of vitamins, all minerals, all proteins, all different kind of oils, everything is inside this food substance, artificial food substance. And he got this nice silk moth for mating, and after mating they can lay eggs easily, like in culture in Japan and in China and some Southeast Asian countries for centuries. But now this is just more or less tradition only in some countries, but business in some countries as well, but very expensive business. And he got some moths, even moths from different types of cocoons, some cocoons white, some yellow. In Japanese selection geneticists, they even received some cocoons of pink color, so reddish color, and even some blue color cocoons. Very nice one. In some opportunities, Japanese entomologists can study insects not only in the laboratory, but visiting other countries. Like here, this is a travel to, you see, eucalyptus near the road. So this is Australia. So Japanese boys are coming to Australia for investigation, for collecting, for mostly for photographing, for taking videos just near the light with beautiful Japanese equipment. And what you can find hundreds, thousands of insects are attracted to light. So that's why easy to keep them in hands, take photos, and enjoy it. Like this wonderful scarab beetle, Australian species. female, so we can recognize no horn. This is a female. All these lovely scarab beetles, the golden beetles, they're so funny, so pretty, shining, looks like natural gold color. So, but they're not gold, they're just golden colored. So nice to keep it in hands, enjoy it, and release. They're really so funny, but only small size. Probably for bigger species, this color was already not distracting, but attracting other predators. But for small species, they can survive looking like maybe like seeds or maybe like some flowers. So very funny adaptation. This is another species of scarab beetles. Oh, lovely male of rhino beetle. This is the same rhino beetle with 2 horns. And this is a huge size of aquatic bug, which is widely distributed in Southeast Asia, and size okay, thank you for watching. Vergi Gorobros, thank you for watching. I continue it. So love and size about 10 centimeters size. And this species of bug is very famous not only because of the size, but because of traveling under the water together with laid eggs on the back of a body of this insect, on the back of a body of male or female, back of body female, for protection, because many insects are laying eggs just on plants, some laying in plants, but this bug is laying on the body of male for sure, because female cannot lay the eggs on the back. Definitely, female is laying eggs on the body, on the back of a male, and male is traveling together with eggs of small bugs, and they have more opportunities for survival. So this is very funny adaptation for protection. So you can find such pictures on the internet. This bug with some group of funny eggs on the body, on the back of a body. Let's look for another insect in tropics or not so in tropics, in dry areas, and not in tropics, but in dry tropics. In dry tropics of Australia, Australian insects, they're so big, so beautiful. And this is Orthoptera acrida. Usually we used to say acrididae were green, but we can see green species. But this one is a gray and so big like finger. Oh, so huge! Cricket! Voracious cricket trying to cut the finger of entomologist, because many insects have huge mandibles. Huge mandibles, their mouth parts on their body. And I know how it used like. One stag beetle just cut me on my finger, and it was the blood. So I know. So this white-kneed cricket is just biting entomologist. I am quite sure that's not very pleasant. It's quite painful. And another cricket. This is a spotted catitid. Not a cricket, but looks like a leaf, like a green leaf with small brown colored spots on horns, on legs, on wings, and funny horn on head, you see on the left part of the body. So nice adaptation to be invisible in jungles. Oh, you can see this green, so bright green colored catitid, which is actually very noisy. You can find some videos how we produce some noise. And this species is also kept in some zoos for breeding. So this probably species not so endangered, not so rare, growing to a big size, but kept in some zoos in captivities just for breeding, for exposition, and they're even seen very funny. but the size, enormous. Size is really huge. Very funny. Just a minute, I can write the message. Thanks. Thanks for watching me. All right. Some people indicated pleasant my interesting video, which I did some for like a lecture for young boys and girls about insects like this. So welcome to watch my other videos on my channel about entomology, about studying, not the study, but my lecture about insects. Lecture about insects and about hornets, bees, beetles, which I did for very young school students. This is deposited on my YouTube channel. And discussion and connections with young boys and girls were very funny because they were very exciting. They were very exciting about insects, very exciting about keeping some insects in hands, in boxes, not alive, in boxes. But probably I showed also them some living insects. I'm not quite sure, it was some times ago. But I showed living insects on screen, on videos, and I showed them collection of insects, different groups of insects. They're absolutely fantastic, enjoying it. They were really beloved insects. One girl was standing near me and watching how what I'm showing every second was so precious for her. So she was enjoying it very much. So I'm really surprised that some were very surprised by so common insects. Common for me, but not common for them. So let's watch these insects on this video today as well. Because these insects are not common for everyone because they're tropical. And not everyone has opportunity to visit tropics. That's why I'm showing these insects on computer. And I'm talking about it on telephone. Let's see. This is a green species of not a cricket, but acarid grasshoppers. Family Acrididae. Green one with like a head like a horn, but this is like a nose on or horn on the head of the body. And this is a cricket living on soil, probably underground, hiding between leaves. So it's named white-kneed cricket. You see white spots on legs between femora and tibia. On the top of legs, this is a special adaptation just to distract the color, so you can understand what is it. So you can think this is not insect. This is like a small stone or stick. Stick is here because this is a stick insect. This is again to show Phasmidea, and this is not a piece of plant. This is insect. They're quite big, like a palm size, gray colored, extremely similar like a stem, but quite a big one, more than a palm, more than 15 centimeters size, about 20 centimeters, I guess, stick insect. And this is a cicada, tropical areas. This is probably a semi-tropical area of Japan, species of cicada, which is not common one. And this is a silk moth, nice species, which came just to the light. And no, probably this is still Australian species. Yes, because this is about expedition to Australia. And this is special underground living cockroach. Why it is cockroach? Because you see the shape of body, shape of head, very flattened one. So this digging under the ground cockroach, and these are fingers of entomologists, which are making a hole in the ground to extract it, to be careful. And cockroach is very funny trying to escape. And size of cockroaches is big. Looks like a Madagascar cockroach, but many different species of cockroaches living in Australia. Some of the species can be bred in zoo shops, can be kept in captivity for breeding. So this one without scent looks very shiny, very pretty, with horny legs. Very nice horny legs, because cockroach is digging under the ground, hiding under the ground. So horns are very necessary for this species. Oh, that's one. Just came on the palm. Very funny one. So I guess entomologists were very happy finally digging very deep hole and finally to find this lovely insect. And because live on the ground, this insect was just trying to escape, and it was pretty fast. Must be very careful to keep it in hands to take some photographs. I'm quite sure that these cockroaches were released back to the nature, because this was done only for taking photographs, for taking videos. And this insect also came from Australia. This is another species of mantis, praying mantis, which look like stick insect, gray colored. So again, adaptation to be invisible between leaves. And it's quite useful for many insects to be invisible, because if some insects may have big size, this is quite dangerous to have a big size and have very weak protection, have no sting, have only legs, and cannot move very fast. Especially this species, probably larva, small individuals still growing, because wings are quite short. So this is a larva of praying mantis. Usually adult of mantis has already grown wings on the top of a body, the back of abdomen. So here people were visiting Ishigaki, where they collected some another insects. So this is an expedition to Ishigaki in Japan to take photographs of some crickets, some grasshoppers, some katydids. Oh, this is a wonderful species, rare one, collected in evening time. Of course, this species was released after taking photo. In Ishigaki also some stick insects were living as well now. Size is quite big, and stick insects were not flying at all. They have adaptation to be sitting and moving very slowly. Some of them gray, some of them green colored, so pretty. And of course they're not dangerous at all, despite their mandibles, but they use mandibles only to eat plants, to eat leaves. That's why some of them are stick insects, some of them leaf insects. This one is leaf insect of phasmid, genus Megacrania. So very elongated body and moving very slowly, but quite a big one. Look like a fruit, like a green fruit near flowers. Flowers are so bright, and even this green insect is so bright. Looks like a green fruit, which can be becoming just good fruit later to escape. For stick insects, I have an interesting story, which are not known widely. Stick insects like this, females, they lay eggs. You know that lay eggs, all these eggs are dropping down on the ground. Stick insects, and they're laying on the ground. It looks like seeds for some species of phasmids. The eggs are distributed between different places by ants, if they think this is a part of plant, because they think this is a good food. So they can take them and bring to another places. But how do you think how this species have been distributing from one island to another island? how they spread through thousands of islands in Indonesia, for instance, because they cannot fly. They have so short wings. How they spread between islands, 2,000 islands of Indonesia. Malaysia is okay, it's in a continent, but Indonesia, they should fly, they should move. How they move? That's funny, that's interesting fact, which is described in scientific papers. But some eggs of these mantis insects, these stick insects, were eaten by birds. So not insects, not stick insects, but eggs of them. They have been eaten by birds like seeds, and they are not digested inside birds. So birds were flying from island to island, from island to island. So, and making some feces, which are dropping on the ground. So inside feces, there are some undigested eggs of this interesting phasmids, because they have a very strong shell of eggs, like strong shelled seeds. And from these shells, after a certain period, just they're hatching, they're just cracked and hatched some larvae, small hemimetabola phasmids. They're growing slowly without metamorphosis. So they're spread between islands by birds. And this is just scientifically proved fact. But quite funny, because I was thinking also why these eggs of this insect are so strong, have a very interesting shape like seeds, and how they can survive. They survive, they're spread by ants, by insects, they're spread by birds from place to place. And this is another species of a big cockroach. Some people who are visiting Japan and Southeast Asia do not like insects and do not like especially cockroaches. Maybe they think that all flying insects were like cockroaches. But this is a really cockroach, which is quite a big one. Looks like one species which are easily bred even in Ukraine, are himandrids. Cockroach is bred even in Ukraine with big wings. There are some Madagascar cockroach, and there are some archimandrid cockroaches. So this one is the same size, maybe 7 centimeters or 8 centimeters size cockroach. And of course, you can be scared by this cockroach if you are not adapted, if you are not enjoying insects like me, or you maybe you enjoy insects as well. So, but this is a funny cricket. This is a really funny cricket collected in Ishigaki by entomologists. And cricket are not hiding. Cricket trying to scare entomologists. And this is a yellow dot on the head. This is not a Photoshop. This is funny, special yellow dot. I don't quite difficult to say, for protection, for distraction, for surprising. And this wonderful insect trying to scare the predator. Human being is a predator, entomologist is a predator, which is trying to catch it, to collect it. So that's why, maybe to make noise, maybe some noise by wings, by scratching some wings and legs, and to open wings altogether to show bigger size. Maybe you can be scared for bigger size and you can drop it, or just you can be very surprised by this so active insect, which increased in size, and you will drop it on the ground and cricket will escape very quickly. This is a Japanese species, Raphium. This species collected in Ishigaki, but many similar species are flying in the nature, in forest, between plants, even in natural parks, in urban parks in many cities of Japan. So I like this Raphium, which I remember I've seen it in Nagoya, I've seen it in Tokyo, I've seen it in other places. If you visit Japan, you can see not this insect because this is quite a rare one, but I have seen similar species, collected it on grass, and I have seen and enjoyed this Raphium butterfly as well. And many dragonflies are living in Japan, many dragonflies. This is a good opportunity to show some dragonflies and to keep them carefully in hands. Do not kill them. If you are not so devoted entomologist, do not study them precisely for special purpose. Better to keep them in hands to show their size, their wonderful color, like this one, Rheothermes. Rheothermes, so many spots. So this species is living in some semi-tropical places. Wonderful spots. Or to show this big size, wonderful big size Plana aeshna. Some species of dragonflies, tombo in Japanese. They have a pretty big size. But some are quite small, but still, even some of the smallest, the tiniest, looks very beautiful. Like this one with very thin abdomen. But this is Damselfly. Damselfly looks very pretty and with big spots on wings. Oh, this is species already very small. The smallest, I guess, about not more than 4 centimeters. I do remember that some species were quite big, and the smallest, one of the smallest dragonflies, about 4-5 centimeters. And here you can see the difference between grasshoppers with short wing, short antennae. You see, antenna is very short, and this is a grasshopper as well. This is a locust. This is already natural species of locust, which can be dangerous if you're breeding in big numbers. But if they're just solitary, they're not so dangerous. Of course, they're phytophagous, eating some grasses, some plants, but not so dangerous as migrating locusts, which are making crowds and migrating from one place to another place. So this wonderful catitid with long antennae and singing, so you can see some shadow, some shade on the top of her body because their wings are moving and producing noise, producing sin. So they're singing sounds, evening, night sounds. Again, one nice species of catitid, green one. Nice species of cicada, another cicada. Each of them has a special name in Japan, and Japanese names imitating the sounds and have a special meaning, like aborazemi species. This is not aborazemi, this is probably mimizemi or tsukutsukuboshi. Each name is imitating the sound, and each name has a special meaning, like aborazemi, like a boiling oil, the meaning of boiling oil. This wonderful species of praying mantis. This is probably larva of praying mantis. You see, wings are very short, and another species for sure. You see here green. Wings are very long. So this is adult, and this is larva with big abdomen, yellow-colored abdomen, and short wings. So this is larva, and this is a gray species, maybe male because of flattened body and very narrow shape. And here some small stories about South American species, which were collected by Japanese entomologists in Ecuador and South America. Some entomologists visiting some distant places, some difficult areas, like this man collected insects and studied them in distant areas of Ecuador, and he found this is a Hercules beetle. So many insects like butterflies, night moths were flying to the light of a light trap, and this huge size Hercules beetle were flying directly to the light, or could just were crowding to the light and was found here near the light. You see here, this is a Hercules beetle with two huge horns on the body, and really so beautiful shape, color, and actions moving as well. This is a web page of a Mitsuru, entomologist from Japan, with his nice photographs of different crickets, these tiny small grasshoppers with titles of their names, Stetophima, very nice, we've lost. And this is Locust migratoria, individual, we have seen it already, migrators. Specimens are dangerous, but solitary are not so dangerous. So this one was probably solitary one, migratory locust. Again, some species of dragonflies. You keep them just carefully in hands. If you are not killing your insect, you can take some nice photographs, some nice videos, so which I'm intending to show you. But are not necessary to do some collections, especially for dragonflies. Dragonflies are very beautiful, so very variable, many species of dragonflies. What we are collecting maybe can be used only by professionals for scientific purpose. But for collecting, they are not suitable because they're big, but their color is destroyed very easily. So they're becoming all gray colored. Even here they're greenish, bluish color, or here they're reddish. After a certain time, maybe after 1-2 years, this is not structural, this is pigment. Pigment is destroyed, and all the color of this dragonfly will be just a gray or brown. And even this one will be just brown or dark. Not so beautiful like living individual. So that's why better do not collect dragonflies for scientific, just for collection, just for fun. Better to take photo of them. And especially dragonflies, they are very fragile. If you don't know how to keep them in collection. They're just cracked, they're destroyed very quickly, and you will lose specimen in collection. So no matter you have collected, you destroyed this individual, but in collection it was destroyed very quickly. And color is not so attractive. So better don't collect dragonflies for fun. Better to take their photos. Or this wonderful Cryptotympana, so big species of leafhopper, cicadas. Again, Japanese beetle, Alomerina dichotoma, with two nice horns on body. And of course, this wonderful Batotsura, big longhorn beetle, Cerambicid beetle. And again, lovely crickets, lovely acrids, green acrids with elongated shape of a head. You see, elongated shape of head like a horn with two, like small sticks, antennae on the top, and two brown colored eyes on the top of a head, and very funny shape of a head, like a triangle. This is a famous Papilla japonica, very famous and very dangerous pest, Japanese beetle, real Japanese beetle, which are feeding on many species of agricultural crops in many countries. Dangerous pest farmers are not like them very much because growing very quickly, destroying many agricultural crops. Even in America, in other countries where it was introduced and spread and destroying many plants in agriculture. Lovely species of Hampsocleus described from Ryukyu because of species is Ryukuyensi from Ryukyu. Okay, these are species for today. We have been talking about insects quite a long time. Okay, someone asking me some questions about my research, about my study. I'm studying and I'm working in Institute of Zoology. This is scientific institute located in Kyiv, the capital for Ukraine. Institute of Zoology, and also I'm just taking care about some students from Kyiv National University. Kyiv National University, Taras Shevchenko, Kyiv National University. But my permanent job is scientific research of this wonderful small Hymenoptera, wonderful Hymenoptera parasitica, these parasitic wasps, which are indicated on the screen. Yes, computer, I can change the picture. Yes, here, this on the screen, small parasitic wasps were not big. These parasitic wasps were small size from 0.2 millimeters, 0.2 millimeters, some of them, 0.5 millimeters, trichogramma, my subject of study, and some others size about 5 millimeters. These parasitic wasps were very small. So we keep them in plastic tubes, we're keeping them stored in alcohol for scientific study, we're keeping them in special boxes and jars in scientific on shelves for scientific study, and we are enjoying our scientific collection, which we have collected, which I have collected, which have been collected by other researchers in our department, which is named Department of Taxonomy of Entomophagous Insects and Ecological Principles of Biological Control. So very long name, very scientific name of my department. Department of Taxonomy of Entomophagous Insects and Ecological Principles of Biological Control, because many of these calcid wasps are used for biological control of agricultural and forestry pests. If you have some questions about insects, about Hymenoptera, about beetles, butterflies, other groups of insects which are living in the nature or which have been found in your house, in your garden, near your house. If you're afraid of some insects, don't be afraid to ask questions under the description of this video in comments. For that, you have to have Gmail. Email, if you have Gmail, like this, my email, you have opportunity to write comments under this video. Because if you have Gmail, if you don't have a Gmail, you can send me your email from your personal email and ask your private question privately. Gmail is a secret Gmail electronic post, which are not controlled by some servers. Other emails can be controlled, but this one is perfectly not controlled. So that's why you can secretly send your questions on this email, and I will be delighted to answer your question. Answer your private question about entomology or whatever you want related to biology and zoology. Anyway, or just English language. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to support my channel visiting Patreon page or visiting Monobanka So some donations are really welcome. And looking forward to see you soon next weekend on my translation, where I can show you new insects on screen of my computer, and where you can listen my stories, the mobile phone on telephone, because telephone do not allow to show you pictures on telephone, but my pictures, my photographs, my original videos you can watch on my channel. And some of my videos I'm showing in different lectures on my channel, because I do like to show not others' videos, but to show my original videos which I have recorded in different places, different time, in different countries, and especially different insects, either in laboratory or in a field, in a garden, in the nature. But cultivation of insects is also quite interesting, so, and also cultivated in even at home. So if you are interested to know about insects which are cultivated at home, welcome to write your questions and welcome to watch my videos on my channel. Thank you for watching. I'm a little bit tired talking with you 1 hour. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, press like, write your comments and ask your questions. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This will be your feedback, subscription, and comment about insects. Or if you have questions about Ukraine, ask me about Ukraine as well. Thank you for coming. Good luck. See you soon on my channel. Bye-bye. Stop. Okay. And I write here the answer. One person asked me about precisely where I'm studying and where I'm working. Attitude. Zoology. In Kyiv, Ukraine. Yes. Thank you very much. Looking forward for your subscription. You have not still subscribed? Welcome to subscribe. Welcome to press like. And welcome to write your comments if you are on email, or send me your question on privately on email, or you can send your donation even on my email. I will really appreciate it, with indication of where you send it on Patreon or other links you can see under this video. Good luck. See you soon. Bye bye. Thank you for coming.